Well, hello everyone and welcome back. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Story Mode. It is I, Derman, your snack mage, and the raids are over. We're done with raids for a while. Let's get back to the main story. I think you can all agree that was a lot of raiding to be doing within a few weeks' time, but don't worry, we're done with that for a while. Which is just as well because, again, I really feel like everything is going to catch fire if we're not assisting the Scions for more than a week. Everyone good? How you doing? I'm here to assist again. Minfilia's thoughts keep returning to the fate of the students of Baldesion. Our friends, the very Isle itself, everyone and everything. No, it avails us not to speculate. Urianger will send word if there are any developments. Until such time as he does, we must remain firmly focused on that which is within our power to change. With that in mind, I would speak of a different matter, one closer to home. It concerns etheric fluctuations which we had previously attributed to good King Mogulmog XII. That the king is no more is a blessing for which we have you to thank. Yet all is not well in the Twelves Wood. Our latest readings reveal an ongoing etheric disturbance of considerable magnitude. They may even suggest the presence of a primal. Needless to say, the mere possibility warrants immediate investigation, and I would have you... Asilia? I do not wish to interrupt, but we have a problem. What manner of problem? A band of refugees, hailing from Ul'Dah this time, are come to Revenant's Toll seeking asylum. It would seem they expect us to afford them the same treatment we gave the Domans. At present, they are in the Seventh Heaven, awaiting a formal response. I see. Mayhap this was to be expected. I shall meet with them at once. Asilia, you know full well we haven't the resources to accommodate many more people. Consider what will happen if you do this. Word will spread, and more will follow. Your opinion is duly noted, but I will hear their suit. Derman, I should be grateful for your presence at this meeting. It's what I'm here for. Standing places. And sometimes hitting things. All right, let's go outside. I think the Seventh Heaven is literally just the bar outside our headquarters. Hello, everyone. Hello. At least it should be. And yeah, okay, that's right. Here we are. Goodness, that's a lot of blue plus quests for unlocking, like, dungeons and harder boss fights and other optional stuff that I haven't got time for right now. I apologize for keeping you waiting. My name is Minfilia, and I lead the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. 12 be praised, it is you. We're ready and willing to work, same as the Domans. Just give us a task, we'll see it done. Pray calm yourselves. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I know naught of your situation. Beg your pardon, antecedent. I ain't so good with words. We've been living off of scraps of Ul'Dah for years now, trying to piece together a life to replace the one what got took. They say there's work, but there's not for an honest man. Not as wouldn't sully his soul sooner than his palms, any road. The flames do what they can for us, of course, but it ain't near enough. And it's only getting worse. When the calamity brought us to our knees, those rich bastards in the city didn't help us up. They climbed on our backs. I don't pretend to be clever, but even I can see what's coming. I knew we had to run, and the only question was where. And then it came to me, Revenant's Toll. I mean, you took them foreigners in, didn't you? So you'd surely do the same for us. I fear the situation's far more complicated. While it is true that we accepted the Doman's petition for aid, that decision was the product of extraordinary circumstances. I sympathize deeply with your plight, but pray understand it is not possible for an organization of our means to aid all who've been affected by the calamity. And so it's with great regret that I must deny your request. But we've nowhere else to go. You're turning your back on us? If I might have a word. Tataru, is aught amiss? Ill tidings from Ul'Dah, my lady. Alphino's been wounded. What? How? Is it serious? I cannot say for certain, but I fear it might be. According to the Flames, the refugees started a riot. They went wild, apparently, lashing out at any and everyone. That can't be right. Why would they? They must have been provoked. The demonstration was meant to be peaceful. Seven hells. Now the Blades have an excuse. They'll round us up and kill anyone who tries to resist. Antecedent, please, if you won't help us build a new life, at least help us keep the ones we got. My lady. We're not ones to stand idly by and watch innocents suffer. However, until we know more of the circumstances surrounding this riot, I'm not certain what aid, if any, we can provide. If the authorities determined that the refugees attacked without provocation, then those responsible will have to answer for their actions. How can you be so blind? Find Alphino, and quickly. If he is in danger, or worse, I would have you and none other by his side. All right. Thank you. Pray do not concern yourself with the matter we were discussing earlier. Ida and Papalimo will see to it. Alphino's being treated at the Hourglass. Hurry, Derman. I shall be there in a snap. A literal snap, y'all should see. Okay. They have more important things to deal with right now. All right. Let's go places. Here we are. You seem fine. Hey. Shouldn't you be in bed or the hospital or at least sitting down or something?
Come, you must have gathered by now that Tataru is given to exaggeration. As you can see, I am quite well.
Oh.
Ul'Dah, on the other hand, is not. This riot was anything but an isolated incident. There is a restlessness in the air. Tensions long simmering are at last threatening to boil over. Ul'Dah is a nation infamous for the great disparity between the wealthy and the poor. The majority of the populace accepts this state of affairs because they believe that every man bears responsibility for his own lot in life. To an Ul'Dah, money is the foremost, and some would say the only measure of a man's worth. Small wonder that the wealthiest wield the greatest influence. So where do the refugees fit into this social hierarchy? What place is there for those who fled Alamigo and the destruction of the Calamity? Plainly, there is none. They have no wealth, no power, and no worth. To the Ul'Dah way of thinking, they may as well not exist. Choosing to ignore their existence, however, is patently not an option. General Rauban and the Sultana understand this, which is why they ordered the Immortal Flames to provide the refugees aid and succor. Yet none would dispute that the expenses incurred by this policy grow by the day, with no end in sight. This has prompted more and more Ul'Dahs to question their obligation to aid these worthless wanderers. While more and more refugees have come to resent their treatment at the hands of the sneering citizenry. The manner of Lord Lolorito's refusal to grant the Dolmens asylum bespoke a disdain for all refugees, an attitude shared by the rest of the monetarists. And you may be sure they make no effort to conceal their opinions. It was only a matter of time before the refugees united in protest, nor is it any surprise that some among them would ultimately resort to violence. That the Immortal Flames should choose this of all occasions to engage in joint training exercises with the other Grand Companies. By the time they return, the situation may well have deteriorated beyond mending.
Yep, it's a great town, all right. Welcome to my home. I'm good, but thank you. So, oh hey, Momodi. Sorry, I should have said hi earlier. There's big problems. You know. Alphino wishes to investigate the circumstances surrounding the riot. Let's do. As I told you before, it was all but inevitable that an incident of this kind would eventually occur given the rising tensions within the Sultanate. Nevertheless, I have reason to believe that this particular riot may not have begun spontaneously. Have I piqued your curiosity? Good. Then you will accompany me to the Hall of Flames. I would hear what General Raoban has to say upon the matter. Okay, I'll meet you over there. Could have walked together, but this is fine too. I really do love the Lalafell sprint. just looks so like breathless and hang on, I'm coming. I'm on my way. Just hold up. I'm here. I've arrived. Now's not a good time, Sergeant Tarami. My hands are full dealing with the refugees. Precisely the matter we wish to discuss, General. Alphino, back on your feet already. You may credit my swift recovery to your chirurgeons. My memories of the riot are still somewhat muddled. I trust you managed to regain control of the situation. Not entirely. We secured the city soon enough, but not before the unrest had spread to the surrounding territories. Pockets of resistance remain throughout Thanlin. We've sent what forces we can spare to root out the last of the belligerents, but progress is slow. They're damnably elusive. I can well imagine. Given that the majority of refugees live outside the walls, it stands to reason that they would know the lay of the land. What I do not understand is how they came to be so well prepared. Before my little accident, I observed that several of the refugees were armed, and not with butcher's knives or pitchforks, but with martial weaponry. I need hardly add that such equipment is costly. None can deny that tensions between the Ul'Dah citizenry and the refugee population have increased since the Domans were turned away, but would that motivate a starving man to purchase arms in lieu of food? I think not. And what of those who have not even a single gil to spend, who could not survive without the aid provided by the immortal flames? Surely they would sooner sell a weapon than bring it to bear against their benefactors. Come to the point. He doesn't like to do that quickly, Raoban. You're just going to have to wait. Very well. My point, General, is that this powder keg of discontent was not set alight by chance. These events were deliberately set in motion, and now order must be restored. That is my first duty. Until it is done, any investigation can wait. I do not have time to discuss this. My scouts will be returning anon. I thought your speech was going good. The General's no fool. He keeps his own counsel, and with good cause. Were he to claim without the necessary proof that these riots were instigated by outside forces, the monetarists would accuse him of attempting to shirk responsibility. After all, he and the Sultana have been the most outspoken proponents of refugee aid. Regardless, they will face harsh criticism in the days ahead. Our allies may stumble upon the truth in time, but I have far more faith in your abilities, Derman. Therefore, I propose we conduct our own investigation, independent of the authorities. To that end, I would have you make inquiries in the settlements suspected of harboring belligerents. Commander Swift will know which they are. He may balk at a request for such information, but I've no doubt that you can persuade him with your silver tongue. I, meanwhile, shall seek answers in my own way, after which we can regroup and share our findings. Well then, shall we? We shall. By silver tongue, I assume he means nodding respectfully. My signature move. You look as though you got something to say, Sergeant Tarami. Do you? What you ask is no simple favor. Were such information to fall into the wrong hands, the lives of countless soldiers would be at risk. Even so, there is wisdom in your words. An able individual, even one with ties to the flames, may be better suited to this task than a regiment. Very well. The Brass Blades have reported suspicious activity in the vicinity of Lost Hope. It may be unrelated to recent events, but we doubt it. I suggest you begin by speaking to the Blades posted there. All right, well, we got our first lead. Let's get a move on. All right, Lost Hope, yes. This little settlement on the outskirts of Blackbrush, or was it Drybone? Which one was it? There's Blackbrush Station here. I thought Drybone was near here. I get turned around with places sometimes. I remember this location, though. It was quite a while ago since we were last here. Let's talk to you two. And what brings you here, adventurer? A search for refugees? Well, then you've come to the right place. You mean those refugees? Oh no, you won't find them here. Most of the people of Lost Hope have come to accept their situation and are content to pass their days in peace and quiet. Outsiders have trouble understanding that, like that merchant who passed through recently. Gregarious fellow, but awfully opinionated. Can't say I was sad to see him go. Sounds delightful. How about you? I didn't expect them to send you, Derman. I take it this means someone's has read my report. The refugees who left with the merchant have yet to return, and I'm increasingly concerned that Zazawaka's suspicions were correct. You haven't the foggiest idea what I'm talking about, do you? Never mind. Speak with Zazawaka, he'll explain everything. Oh, okay, where's Zaza? Oh, this way. Okay. I think? Yes, this way. Come on, Quay friend. Your legs are faster than mine. And your wings are even faster than that. Here we go. How's it going? Ah, don't hurt me. I'm not one of them. I beg your pardon? You're of the flames, but you're not with the flames? I see. If Leofric bid you speak with me, then I take it you've agreed to help. 12 be praised for that, because we haven't a moment to waste. Everyone knows the flames are on the march. The others have fallen under that fanatic spell, but not I. Promises of revolution and retribution, of holding the ruling class to account and taking that which is owed? A childish fantasy. I did everything I could to dissuade the others from leaving, but few would heed my words. Now that one of our idealists has returned, however, the madness of the merchant's plan is plain for all to see. Look behind yonder tent and you'll understand why. Even now he babbles incoherently, so traumatized is he by the bloodshed he witnessed. Try as I might, I can make little sense of his words beyond the fact that he was not alone in surviving. Yet I've no doubt the merchant will lead the remainder to their doom. I beg of you, find them before he does. Goodness, this is sounding severe. Where are you? Oh, over here. You don't look like you're okay. Oh, what are you doing? Don't draw. Just don't draw. Why didn't you run away with me? We could have escaped together. Then you'd be here with me, to be here to soothe me. Why did you have to stay and leave me alone? Let's try to do a soothe. I think I have that one here in this hotbar somewhere. Hang on. Looking for it. Found it. There we go. I remembered how to soothe. Who are you? What do you want? It's true. I followed the merchant, and may the gods strike me down for my folly. What they will not give, you must take, he said. When we asked how, he revealed a cache of weapons he'd brought and implored us to seize control of our fates. I thought about running then and there, but the others were so excited. He split us into 2 groups, sent us off on our own. But when the flames found us, we didn't know what to do. Our leader tried to parley with theirs, but then they started arguing and then fighting, and then everyone was fighting, and the flames were shouting to give no quarter. Oh, gods, the other group, they're still out there. If we don't stop them, they'll be massacred like mine was. Goodness, there's another group. I feel like you should have led with that. You're a little frazzled right now, I understand. The terrified refugee would have you find his brethren and convince them to lay down their arms. The other refugees are hiding in the caves south of Lost Hope, but to approach them would be fruitless. They would sooner call us agents of the Sultanate and try to kill us than listen to reason. Why, the twins might even deign to do the deed themselves. A pox on all bloody sellswords. They were supposed to train us to fight, but the ones he sent with us vanished during the struggle. Oh, if only we'd never listened to that merchant's ridiculous claims. He said our cause was righteous and that the gods would never suffer us to be defeated. Though if they were forced to confront reality... That's it! Challenge the twins to combat and show my brethren that their strongest warriors are no match for one man. Mayhap then they'll agree to lay down their arms and renounce this plot. I'm only following about, 2/3 of what you're saying, but it sounds like a good plan, I think. I'll go find him. I think they might be in this cave. It's kind of looking like it. Yes, here you are. How's it going? 7 hells, they found us. Everyone grab your gear, make for the rendezvous point. So that's your game, is it? Sorry to disappoint you, lad, but we're more than willing to kill you ourselves. This is not... No, this is... Now, hang on. Guys, come on. We can communicate like adults here. Guys, come on. Serious. Have you noticed my health bar and how it's not really... Guys. Quit it. More? Are you serious? Guys. Knock it off. Quit it. Can we communicate, please? Seriously. This is a thing you want to do. Stop it. Oh, you are a sturdier one, I'll give you that. Must be the shield. Are we done with this nonsense? Can we communicate? You beat him like it was nothing. Fall almighty. What are we gonna do now? Alright, well, glad you're seeing sense finally. Everyone ready to be chill? Okay. I'm not saying you can't fight other people, I'm just saying don't fight me, I'm just here to talk. Okay. Well, it didn't go great, or maybe it kind of... I guess we achieved our goals. I still don't feel like it went great. You've returned. Did you find my brethren? What are the twins? What happened? I see. Well, you had no choice. Better that a handful of them take a beating from you than the lot get butchered by the flames. Tell me, what did the merchant have to say when it was all over? There was no merchant. Huh? But where else would he be? Unless he went to Stone's Throw to recruit others? Sounds like that's where I'm going. Potentially. The terrified refugee would have you find the shady figure who's trying to stir dissent among his brethren. The merchant wished to approach the refugees in Stone's Throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing to stop him from continuing his work. How many more must perish in pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him. Convince him to cease his mad quest. It'll surely lead us to ruin. Yes, I definitely do want to have words with this individual. Like, I am 100%, 100% in favor of monetarists getting a thwacking. I'll be there along with you. But I get the feeling that's not what this merchant is going for. You. Have you seen my parents? They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ul'Dah. The man said they were going to change everything, make it so we could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry, and I got scared. Say, mister, are you looking for someone? I am looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well, now, which of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? Oh boy, you're in trouble. You've been sighted. You! Oh, you better run. He's getting away! Go get him, mister! I shall, I think. You come back here. Wait, friend. Sick him. Where are you going? Hey! Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Think you can hide from me? Dermot says no. You again? Oh, why are you pursuing me? Why are you running? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Who's filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The self-same refugees who terrorize the streets of Ul'Dah? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me. Termin's gonna. For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a kicker's arse about politics. It was business. Only business. Answers. We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I shall tell you everything. Oh, great. What's all this commotion? 7 hells. Tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close. Boy, things are getting messy in Ul'Dah. Thoughts? Hold, adventurer. I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots. Mayhap we owe his murderer a debt of gratitude. In any case, it's obvious you're not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Thank you. I appreciate your cooperation. All right, yeah, I guess we're going back to report to Swift then. Let's get on back there. And we arrive. So, good news, bad news. What news, Sergeant Arami? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the 7th hell. He was not simply murdered, Sergeant. He was silenced. Too many knew his face and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. Really? Well, sounds like someone else has been busy for once. That's nice. This is a novel experience. Tell me. Swift has a message for you from General Raban. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wishes to discuss your recent discoveries, as well as the results of our own investigation. Master Alphino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew. I will. Looking forward to hearing what they have found. What a town. I guess the town does need heroes. Excellent work, Durman. The information you brought us helped me to persuade General Raban to call this meeting. Mayhap now we can discuss matters openly and honestly. I'd love that. We've been expecting you, sir. Please proceed inside. I will.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Despite our best efforts to determine what provoked this uprising, truth continues to elude us. Have you uncovered aught which might shed some light on the mystery?
This information does not leave this room. The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination. Together with a group of Alamegan refugees, they organized a series of demonstrations to protest against the Sultanate. Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Taleji Adeleji.
Taleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed. There are certain differences of opinion as to how these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance, we have reached an agreement. Any conflict which may arise during the course of military exercises in the region shall have no bearing on relations between our nations. In full knowledge of this delicate state of affairs, Taleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way. If successful, he will gain control over the disputed territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to every Alagon ruin.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution. His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Taleji Adeleji to go to such lengths? What is so special about these ruins that he would risk his position on the Syndicate, and, most likely, charges of treason against the Sultanate?
Omega.
Pardon?
An Alagon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Alagon inscriptions indicate that it was created to fell Bahamut himself. If accurate, it might explain why Nael Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon, one which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut!
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, We thought the inscription had been mistranslated.
At present, Omega is more akin to a fossil than a tool of war, having long since ceased to function. As such, its true potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Carlians did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Ul'Dah like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
'Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Ul'Dah.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Really appreciate you guys doing all the talking for me. It's making my job a lot easier. I know we're not to Heavensward yet here, but things are really getting more interesting, aren't they? Recent revelations weigh heavily on Alphino's mind. I should be glad to know the truth, and yet, the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intend to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interests to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Sergeant Arami. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartano. That I shall. Begone, whelp. This is no place for children. So, I'm sorry. You let Alphino in here. I was looking for you, mister. You said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So he visited Stone's Throw as well. I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'll help me look, mister? Of course. But first, I must needs finish speaking with my friend. He's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. And mayhap you could wait for me by that pillar over there? We require but a moment. Okay, mister. I'll be waiting. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Mamodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an ether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources, and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Derman, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the Twelveswood has taken a turn for the worse. I'll explain in detail once you arrive. The Twelveswood? Then the primal threat she spoke of before has been confirmed? I've received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves... the Sylphs? Go, Derman. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that, while I am grateful for her concern, she needn't fear for my safety. I am more than capable of protecting myself. I'll let her know. Glad you're not dead. Well. What a mess. I do very much like just how much more politically complicated the world has started to feel over the course of these patch stories, though. That's an aspect of 14 that I think ends up becoming very interesting, and it wasn't really, like, that element of storytelling didn't really have much presence in A Realm Reborn. Things tended to be more stripped down and simple for the most part, but 14 tends to dive into that stuff a good bit more often now, and in some pretty good ways. Anyway, it's a relief to see you healthy and hale, Derman. The latest news from Ul'Dah was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alphino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other Scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I'll summon them now. Sounds good. In fact, tell you what, we'll have that meeting first thing next time. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time for the meeting about the Sylphs and the 12swood or whatever. Until then, y'all have yourselves a good one, and I will see you then. Take care and goodbye.